Hey everybody, I'm in Sao Paulo. I've been here for 4 days. 4 amazing days of ministry for me. Just everything I expected out of a Brazil trip just packed into these 4 days. My first day was pretty hard because I had to wake up at 4 a.m. from Nova Lima to catch a flight here, and immediately when I got here, they were like, "Oh, we'll send Daniel out to the men's home." So I went out to the men's home, and they said, "Hey, you know the Bible. You should deliver a little mini word to these men." And I delivered on the secret place and my desire for God in that secret place, and how we need it every day, like Jesus was telling the woman at the well. And the men the men in the men's home were very moved by my message, and they talked to me. They tried to talk to me a little bit about how it opened their point of view about God, and it was really amazing. And the leader of the men's home actually mentioned me to Pastor Louis and his wife Lou to preach at their church, which has like 120 people, about whatever I wanted. And they said, "Yeah, you preach tonight." And I said, "Me preach?" So I was a little nervous, but I knew if I did the worship set before I gave a little mini sermon in my testimony, I would be relaxed and it would go good. So we did some music, and I sang a few songs in English, and they had luckily a translator. They knew some of the songs I was singing, so it worked out really well, and I preached. Last year I dreamed about this time about giving sermons, giving messages. Never in my whole life have I ever thought about giving messages to a congregation or a church, except for until last year. And I told God that's what I wanted to do, to worship and to give sermons and pray over the sick and help people, really. That's what I wanted to do. And I got to Sao Paulo, and that's exactly what I've been doing the last 4 days. So I gave a little sermon, and I was a little nervous. I was swaying back and forth a little bit during the whole thing, but I didn't have to time everything on myself because I had a translator translating to the entire congregation. And the people, they felt it. God gave me a word of knowledge at the end of my teaching, that there were people that needed prayer because they're having nightmares about accidents, and there was people in the room that were, someone's mother was sick, and what was the other one? Another man, he had issues with his eye, and we prayed over him. The person that was dreaming about the accident was Pastor Lewis's wife. She had a dream the night before about a car accident that might happen. So we prayed over that, and then I prayed over one man because his mother had a heart attack. So we prayed over his mother, and then we prayed over a man with his eye, and he said he was seeing light in his left eye for the first time. It was quite amazing. And I kind of went full guns with everything I had during the sermon. I tried to make it just Isaiah 61:1, which is the Spirit of the Sovereign Lord. The Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is upon me. And it's an amazing verse that Jesus actually spoke to the Pharisees in the temple, and they wanted to kill him when he gave that message, because he was talking about saving people and moving in the Spirit, and the people in that time didn't believe in that. But Brazil, they totally believe in that, and they love that. But yeah, second day we went back to the men's home. We did some more work, and it was good to get to know the guys. And last night was the crazy night. We went to this place called the Cracolândia, and basically in Brazil, these places are called Cracolândia. It's crack cocaine, people that use drugs, and they all crowd in the street, like 2,000 people in a street, one street, and just all in one area, and they just do drugs and they fight each other, and there are homeless all over. There's like little cardboard boxes, people sleeping on cardboard boxes, just coked out, and this crazy sounds like they're just going nuts all night. There's people driving by with crazy cars, and Pastor Lewis, he invited me to go to Cracolangi last night, and I said, okay, let's go. So we go out there, and I've never seen anything like that in my whole life. I've seen people use drugs, but never at that amount, at that excess, and that many people. It broke my heart. And one of the girls that went with us was translating for me, and she said it's a pretty dangerous place. People get shot there all the time, killed. And I was like, oh, this is cool. And I said, why don't we give them Bibles? And she said, well, we'll try to sell the Bibles for drugs. And I was like, oh, okay. So it was a very eye-opening experience. The people, they lined up by the van that we pulled up in, and we gave them soup. We prayed for them, and we gave them guanana, which is funny. I was like, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and we're giving them guanana. All right. They're already walking dead, but I got to pray over two men that let me pray over them out of like probably the 200 people that came up to our van for soup and soda. And I have 2 pictures, and they told me that I should not take pictures, but I wanted to. They said, do not take your phone out of your pocket, they'll try to steal it. And I kind of just held it down near my pants pocket, and just took a picture. But yeah, it was wild. Our car broke down in the middle of this Cracolangi place, and we had to pray over it, and the engine started up after about 20 minutes. But it was pretty crazy because we were out of we were out of soup, and we were out of drinks, and these people kept coming up to the van, and they were like, oh, give me more, por favor. And we're like, no obrigado. And we got out of there alive, thanks to God. But not that it was dangerous, but it was amazing. Today was very good as well. Today I got about 2 hours of sleep last night because I don't know, it's very loud here. That's something that happened here more than anywhere else in Brazil for me so far, has been sleep. In Sao Paulo, it's the sixth biggest city in the whole world, and it doesn't sleep. So I looked around the house one day, and I found a fan, and I've been using that ever since, but I haven't been getting much sleep here. Last night I only got 2 hours of sleep, and I went to church, and they immediately put me into action, and I wasn't sleep. I prayed very hard. I prayed really hard, and I read my devotion in the morning, and I just felt completely powered by the Spirit the whole day. It was wonderful. I went to the church, and they had homeless. They came, and they get showers and food on Sundays, and we give them a sermon. They give them a haircut, and they asked the people in the church helping asked me if I would do some worship and sing, even though it was in English. But these people, they were reacting, and I know 2 worship songs in Portuguese, He Loves Us and Break Every Chain. But I've been singing them the last 4 days, like every single day. But it was great. It was wonderful to see the ministry here. The church team here is one of the best I've ever seen, because they move in the power of God when they worship. They do not relent. They don't hold anything back. It's amazing. They all work as a team. They share their food together. Some of them have cars, some of them don't have cars to get to the church, but they all work together and pick each other up and love each other. I've never been in such an amazing place in my whole life. The way it works is it felt like YWAM, like a team, like YWAM, but also very knit together. They all love each other. I went to a party, a festa, the other night, and it didn't matter if there was homeless people coming in or if it was people a part of the church. They all just loved each other like a familia, big familia, and I was just shocked and amazed how much love these people have. A lot of them really don't have anything, but it's quite amazing. Tonight we did worship in the church, and it went very, very long. It was amazing. We were just kind of soaking in the presence of God, and the church I was expecting the energy to fall down at one point, but it didn't, and I was like, wow. They think the people in the church think I look like Michael J. Fox for some reason. They like, oh, Daniel, Michael J. Fox. I'm like, no, Brigado. It's been wonderful. I love Sao Paulo. It's been my favorite part of this trip so far. It's a shame I will only be here 2 more days, but just moving in. One more thing. Last year, I really received from God that He wanted me to speak and to teach and to pray and to love the homeless and love the broken and just love the people in the world that just do not fit in. And in Sao Paulo, I feel completely activated. This has been amazing. It's no surprise that there's been spiritually things going on with me since I've been here. It's been very back and forth almost. There's been things kind of running through my mind, and at one point I said I need to get out of this room and go in a different room and read my Bible until this spirit leaves, or whatever it was. And it was very, very different, but I understand fully why, because every single time something like that happens, God is going to bring about something, and it's through fire that we're tested and that we're created to be greater. But yeah, this is my Sao Paulo vlog. Next 2 days I won't be seeing too much action, I don't think. It'll be much more relaxed, but I love Sao Paulo. It's been great. I'm scared to drive. I would never drive in Brazil. I still stand on that, because people here drive like crazy and they don't wear seatbelts. But yeah, that's how everything's been going. It's been good. It's been very simple. I love being on the move. I have about 3 changes of clothes because I thought I was going to be here for 3 days, and I turned out to be here for 6. And it's like I've had to keep wearing the same clothes. And the only thing I have is my laptop, my Bible, and my guitar, really, in a backpack with some clothes. And it's just helped me just concentrate completely on asking God to fill me up. It's been good. But keep me in your prayers. God bless you guys, and have a good afternoon or whenever you watch this. It's about 1 a.m. in the morning right here. But, it's been wonderful. Till next time. Next vlog I hopefully will have in the Amazon. So if you like this vlog, the next one's going to be very funny, because I'm going to be very scared of all the critters and the alligators and the piranhas. But anyways, God bless you all. Have a good night. Bye-bye.